Focus on details rather than the overall idea. Details rather than the overall idea. Always notice how food feels in my mouth is more important to me than how it tastes. Food feels in my mouth. Sometimes I offend others by saying what I'm thinking even when I don't mean to. But see, how does that work if I never say what I'm thinking? Sometimes offend others. But if I never say what I'm thinking, it's because other people take it poorly? Not sure. What am I thinking? And when have I said what I'm thinking to other people? I rarely do unless it's prompted. I only like to think and talk about a few things that interest me. What happens if you have a lot of interests? I'd rather go out to eat in a restaurant by myself than with someone I know. Don't really like going out to eat in restaurants, but I remember eating out by myself a couple times and I really enjoyed it, but I don't know if that means I would rather do it. I think it does. I cannot imagine what it would be like to be someone else. I cannot imagine what it would be like to be someone else. Can I imagine what it would be like to be someone else? Who would I be? Ugh. I've been told that I am clumsy or uncoordinated, yeah. Others consider me odd or different. I understand when friends need to be comforted. I'm very sensitive to the way my clothes feel when I touch them. How they feel is more important to me than how they look. I like to copy the way certain people speak and act. It helps me appear more normal. Lamau, okay. It can be very intimidating for me to talk to more than one person at the same time. Yeah. But was it true when I was young? I don't know. I don't know. Meeting new people is usually easy for me. I get highly confused when someone interrupts me when I'm talking about something I am interested in. I get confused when someone interrupts me ever. Cause like, why would they do that? It's difficult for me to understand how other people are feeling when we are talking. I like having a conversation with several people, for instance, around a dinner table, at school, or at work. No. I take things too literally, often miss what people are trying to say. Do I? Too literally. Yes. Stressing me out. My mom exaggerates consistently. Ugh! It is very difficult for me to understand when someone is embarrassed or jealous. Some ordinary textures that do not bother others feel very offensive when they touch my skin. The fuck is an ordinary texture? Ordinary texture. Ordinary texture. Ordinary texture. Ordinary texture. Bro, what is an ordinary texture, bro? I don't know. I get extremely upset when the way I like to do things is suddenly changed. The way I like to do things is suddenly changed. I get extremely upset when the way I like to do things is suddenly changed. But I don't have a way I like to do things, do I? A way I like to do things. I don't know. I wish there was a don't know option. Extremely upset when the way I like to do things is suddenly changed. But what way do I like to do things? Extremely upset. Yeah, that's true actually. I remember at work, my boss was like, always saying, I have to do things a certain way. I shouldn't do these in this way for whatever reason. And I never understood it, and it pissed me off. I've never wanted or needed to have what other people call an intimate relationship. I mean, I do want one, but I don't think I need it. Actually, do I want one? That's a trick question. Do I want an intimate relationship? An intimate relationship is such a vague thing, no? Interpersonal relationship that involves physical or emotional intimacy. Commonly sexual, not always. Never wanted or needed to have what other people call an intimate relationship. Yeah, I think so. It's difficult for me to start and stop a conversation. I need to keep going until I'm finished. Difficult for me to start and stop a conversation. I need to keep going until I am finished. It is difficult for me to start and stop a conversation. I need to keep going until I'm finished. I speak with a normal rhythm. XD. A normal rhythm. I speak with a normal rhythm. Do I speak quickly or do I speak slowly? I think I do speak with a normal rhythm. I think I don't typically tend to speak very quickly. The same sound, color, or texture can suddenly change from very sensitive to very dull. What does that even mean? The same sound, color, or texture can suddenly change from very sensitive to very dull. Same sound, color, or texture can suddenly change from very sensitive to very dull. What, like a song maybe? Like if I listen to the same song over and over? I don't think so. Very sensitive to very dull. Very sensitive to very dull. What does that mean though? The same sound, color, or texture can suddenly change from very sensitive to very dull. I don't know what that means, man. The same sound, color, or texture can suddenly change from very sensitive to very dull. Sometimes the sound of a word or a high-pitched noise can be painful to my ears. Sound of a word or a high-pitched noise. Sound of a word or a high-pitched noise. Sometimes the sound of a word or a high-pitched noise can be painful to my ears. Ugh. Very high-pitched sound. I don't think it's painful. I'm an understanding type of person. I do not connect with characters in movies and cannot feel what they feel. Cannot connect with characters in movies and cannot feel what they feel. I can imagine how they feel, but I don't feel it? I don't know. I watched Bruce Almighty last night. So, did I connect with the character in the movie and did I feel what they felt? No, not at all. I cannot tell when someone is flirting with me. Yeah. I can see in my mind in exact detail things that I am interested in. I can see in my mind in exact detail things that I am interested in. See in my mind in exact detail things that I am interested in. See in my mind in exact detail things that I am interested in. I can see in my mind in exact detail things that I am interested in. See in my mind in exact detail things that I am interested in. See in my mind in exact detail. What am I interested in? Can I see it in exact detail? I can't really see shit. I keep lists of things that interest me, even when they have no practical use. For example, sports statistics, train schedules, calendar dates, historical facts, and dates. When I feel overwhelmed by my senses, I have to isolate myself to shut them down. Did it happen when I was young, though? Did I feel overwhelmed by my senses and have to isolate myself to shut them down? I don't know. True only now? Feel overwhelmed by my senses. I have to isolate myself to shut them down. When I feel overwhelmed by my senses, I have to isolate myself to shut them down. When I feel overwhelmed by my senses, I have to isolate myself to shut them down. I do it now, but I don't remember if I do it when I'm young. Don't remember. I like to talk things over with my friends. I cannot tell if someone is interested or bored with what I'm saying. Yeah. Cannot tell if someone is interested or bored with what I'm saying. It can be very hard to read someone's face, hand, and body movements when they are talking. Face, hand, and body movements when they are talking. Face, hand, and body movements. Face, hand, and body movements. The same thing, like clothes or temperatures, can feel very different to me at different times. Can feel very different to me at different times. The same thing, like clothes or temperatures, can feel very different to me at different times. True only now when I was young, true only now, true only when I was younger than 16, never true. The same thing, like clothes or temperatures, can feel very different to me at different times. What does that mean, though? Temperature, sometimes it's cold, sometimes it's not that cold. Clothes, sometimes I like wearing something, sometimes I don't mind. Yeah, that's true, that's actually true. Was it true when I was young, though? I don't know. Very different to me at different times. Feel very different to me at different times. I don't know. I feel very comfortable with dating or being in social situations with others. Limao. I try to be as helpful as I can when other people tell me their personal problems. Did I do it when I was young? I don't know. I've been told that I have an unusual voice. For example, flat, monotone, childish, or high-pitched. An unusual voice. For example, flat, monotone, childish, or high-pitched. I mean, I haven't been told it, so I guess not. Sometimes a thought or subject gets stuck in my mind and I have to talk about it even if no one is interested. I do certain things with my hands over and over again, like flapping, twirling sticks or strings, waving things by my eyes. Over and over again, like flapping, twirling sticks or strings, waving things under my eyes. I don't know. Bro, I need to take a nap. I'm so fucking tired. True only when I was younger than 16. Never true. Waving things by my eyes. Sometimes I'll click pens, but I don't know if that's the same. I've never been interested in what most of the people I know consider interesting. I'm considered a compassionate type of person. I get along with other people by following a specific set of rules that help me look normal. By following a specific set of rules that help me look normal. It's very difficult for me to work and function in groups. When I'm talking to someone, it is hard to change the subject. If the other person does so, I can get very upset and confused. When I'm talking to someone, it is hard to change the subject. If the other person does so, I can get very upset and confused. It's hard to change the subject. If the other person does so, I don't think so. Sometimes I have to cover my ears to block out painful noises, like vacuum cleaners or people talking too much or too loudly. Did I do it when I was young, though? I don't remember. Ugh! Sucks. I can chat and make small talk with people. Sometimes things that should feel painful are not. For instance, when I hurt myself or burn my hand on the stove. Sometimes things that should feel painful are not. When talking to someone, I have a hard time telling when it is my turn to talk or to listen. When I'm talking to someone, I have a hard time telling when it is my turn to talk or when to listen. I'm considered a loner by those who know me best. I usually speak in a normal tone. I usually speak in a normal tone. I usually speak in a normal tone. True now and when I was young. Think so. I like things to be exactly the same day after day, and even small changes in my routines upset me. How to make friends and socialize is a mystery to me. It calms me to spin around or to rock in a chair when I'm feeling stressed. Yeah, actually, what the hell? Never thought of that. The phrase "he wears his heart on his sleeve" does not make sense to me. wears his heart on his sleeve. I think I always knew what that meant. If I'm in a place where there are many smells, textures to feel, noises, or bright lights, I feel anxious or frightened. Was it true when I was young? Yeah, it was actually. I can tell when someone says one thing but means something else. I like to be myself by myself as much as I can. I keep my thoughts stacked in my memory like they are on filing cards, and I pick out the ones that I need by looking through the stack and finding the right one or another unique way. How do I keep my thoughts? I rarely do. The same sound sometimes seems very loud or very soft, even though I know it has not changed. I think so, but was it true when I was young? Was it true when I was young? I don't know. No, I think it was. I enjoy spending time eating and talking with my family and friends. No. I can't tolerate things I dislike. Smells, textures, sounds, or colors. Smells, textures, sounds, or colors. Don't like to be hugged or held. It's difficult to figure out what other people expect of me. I like to have close friends. Doesn't everyone? I like to have close friends. People tell me that I give too much detail. I'm often told that I ask embarrassing questions. I tend to point out other people's mistakes. Oh man, god damn it. damn it.